Hello, welcome back. In this tutorial, we're going to take the 3D iPhone model animation we created in the previous video one step further. This time, you'll learn how to place videos, images, and even your own screen recordings directly onto the iPhone screen in a clean and realistic way. This technique is especially useful for product presentations, advertising projects, and social media content creation. So, if you're ready, let's get started right away.
Now first, let's create a new composition and give it a proper name. Then go to the 3D renderer section and make sure that Advanced 3D is selected. Once everything is ready, click OK to create our composition. Now, drag and drop our iPhone model into the workspace. In the window that appears, select Make Comp Size to automatically adjust the model to match the composition size. Next, drag the video layer and place it on top of the iPhone model. Now, open the scale property of the video and reduce its size so that it fits closely to the iPhone screen. Great. Now let's turn the video layer into a 3D layer. Next, open a second view. Using this view, carefully position the video layer so that it aligns exactly on top of the iPhone model. Once the placement is complete, we can close the second view. Now select the video layer and open the Scale and Opacity properties. Let's reduce the opacity value slightly. This will make it easier to align the video to the iPhone screen. Now, quickly position the video so that it fits the iPhone display area. As you can see, when we place the anchor point at the top of the video, adjusting the bottom side keeps the top fixed and only the lower part scales down. Now we will apply the same method to the right and left sides of the video, so we can fit the video perfectly into the iPhone screen. Great! Now increase the opacity value to bring the video back to normal visibility. Then move the anchor point back to the center. With the video layer selected, turn off the visibility icon so that only the iPhone model is visible in the scene. Next, while the video layer is still selected, choose the pen tool and carefully create a mask around the iPhone screen and the camera area. Here is an important note. Before performing this step, make sure that the video layer is selected. Otherwise, the mask may be applied to a different layer and you may not get the correct result. Now turn the visibility icon of the video back on. As you can see, the edges of the video are properly masked, but the camera area is currently not visible. With the video layer selected, press the M key twice on the keyboard to reveal the mask settings. Here, go to the mask that represents the camera section, which is Mask 2, and change the mode from Add to Difference. This will allow the camera area to become visible correctly. Great. Now, let's move the video layer under the iPhone model and use Parent Link to attach it to the iPhone model. Next, create a null object and make it a 3D layer. Now link the iPhone model to the null object layer. From this point on, we will use the scale, rotation, and position properties of the null object to animate the iPhone model. You can customize this animation part freely based on your own project or workflow style. Here, I will apply a simple example animation for demonstration purposes. Great. Now let's select the video layer and move it forward to adjust its timing. This way, when the iPhone model stops moving, the video will start playing. So we create a more natural interaction in the scene, where the content activates at the right moment. Great. Now let's add the second iPhone model to our workspace. In the window that appears, select Make Comp Size again, and click OK to place the model into the scene. Next, center the model in the composition. Now, move the anchor point to the exact center of the model. Open the Scale property and increase the size slightly. Then, open the rotation settings and set the Z rotation value to 180 degrees to flip the model in the opposite direction. Finally, make small adjustments to perfectly align the model at the center of the scene. Now let's take the second video and place it on top of the iPhone model. Then open the Scale property and reduce the size of the video. Next, open the rotation settings and rotate the video by 90 degrees. Convert the video layer into a 3D layer. Now open a second view again and carefully position the video layer on top of the iPhone model. Now let's close the second view. Then open the opacity property and lower the transparency of the video. This allows us to position the video more precisely on the iPhone screen. Now quickly adjust the video so it fits perfectly on the iPhone display. Then increase the opacity value back to normal. Next, move the anchor point to the center of the video and temporarily hide its visibility. With the video layer selected, use the pen tool again to quickly mask the screen and camera area of the iPhone model. Here, the more detailed you make the masking process, the better the final result will be. It's important to carefully follow the corners and curves so they match the iPhone screen precisely. Don't rush this step, because a proper mask makes the entire composition look much more realistic. Now again, with the video layer selected, press M twice to open the mask settings. Here, go to Mask 2 and change the mode from Add to Difference. This will make the previously hidden areas visible correctly. Now move the video layer under the iPhone model and use Parent Link to attach it to the model. Next, create a new null object and convert it into a 3D layer. Now set the view to top view. Then select the null object and carefully move it to the exact center of the iPhone model. Make sure it is perfectly aligned because all animation control will depend on this point. Use small adjustments to achieve precise positioning. Finally, link the iPhone model to this null object. Now let's open the Scale, Rotation, and Position properties and animate the iPhone model. Great! So far everything looks good. Now let's adjust the timing of the video. Perfect. Next, let's add a camera to our scene. Then create a new null object and make it a 3D layer. Finally, parent the camera to this null object. Now select the null object and open the rotation and position properties to add keyframes. Then go to the end of the composition and create a subtle camera zoom in movement and a slight rotation movement. This way, while the iPhone model stays still, the camera will have a gentle motion, making the animation feel more cinematic. Great. Now finally, let's add a background to our scene. Create a new solid layer and name it BG. Move this layer to the very bottom of the layer stack. Then go to the Effects and Presets panel and apply the 4-color gradient effect to the solid layer. Now let's set all colors except one to black. The remaining color will be adjusted to match the signature iPhone style tone. Next, quickly randomize the position of the colors. At the beginning of the timeline, add keyframes to all color values. Then move to the end of the animation and change the positions again to create a more dynamic transition. This will result in a more lively and constantly shifting background. Finally, enable motion blur for all layers. And now our animation is complete. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to like and subscribe. Turn on notifications to stay updated with new videos. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.